What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Demo, storytime music. So the other day I got an email from Brother Rob, and he sent me this screenshot you're looking at now. And it says, "Day music!" Hey O'Shea, this one is about Jessie Wu. She is on the cast of Wild 'N Out. What you would consider a no-tell LOL. Stop the show. That is definitely true. And she made a post talking about black men being emotionally unavailable to black women, but emotionally available to non-black women. Why is that black men feel more emotionally available to non-black women in comparison to black women? Link is below to read the post. Give them a round of applause. So, typing sounds, I went over and I checked out the screenshot you're looking at now, and it says, dating music! It's crazy how difficult it is to find emotionally intelligent, available men, especially black ones. Stop the show. She just had to make this a black issue, huh? Dun dun dun, sound effect. It's also crazy how emotionally available those same men are for non-black women. It's violent at this point.
Jesus Christ.
So do you see the sisters on the side, damn, she not lying. She's making valid points. Very true. All these sisters who are, agreeing with the narrative. And like I said, everybody has their right to an opinion. And again, she is looking at it from her perspective. I'm not going to say that she's wrong. Because, when dealing with black men, it's a very unique group, especially in the African American community. As a content creator, I know that we have our own particular issues. So I'm not saying that black women are wrong in all their assessments. But I think that there's another side to what's going on here. For a lot of black men who are emotionally intelligent or available, I think also we have to look at the history of our people, right? We have looked at our people as less than. It happens all around the black world, and we have a certain distrust for each other. That's all around the black world, and that's no different in the African American community. I think we have a little bit of a better advantage from what I've seen in other groups. In Africa, we tend to work together a little bit more, and because we're the same genetic group or ethnic group, but that problem still persists. However, I want to point out that when a woman is looking for an emotionally available man, there's a downside of being an emotionally available man to a woman who is not emotionally available. And typically what you see is that if there are a lot of women who are not emotionally available or emotionally intelligent for black men, okay? And this is coming from an African American male perspective, especially amongst, when we talk about emotionally intelligent, typically emotional intelligence would basically cross over into academic intelligence, or a person that can read the room well, a person that can work well, a person that's successful. What happens is that as a black man, if you're dealing with a lot of these women that are successful, they tend to bring their problems from the past to the current relationship. And a lot of times a black man is trying to, get to know you, and he's dealing with the past pains of the other guy. All right, that's typically what happens. So you're hurt by a man, and I'm trying to date you. I'm paying the price for the guy that's hurt you. If you don't believe me, you can look at Summer Walker and certain singers. A lot of black women love those songs from Mary J. Blige and Keisha Cole back in the day, because this is what they talked about. A lot of hurt, a lot of dealing with a lot of men or whatever in the family, whether it's molestation, things like that. So as a black man, what happens is that you feel like I'm trying to give what I can to this woman, but if I give her that, what do I get in return? And a lot of African American men have tried to be emotionally available to black women, but what it seems like to me is that a lot of women are not in a position to deal with an African American man that is really intelligent with his emotions, and also they don't understand the demand that it takes to be with a successful black man. They don't know how that works. All right. So they don't know how to come to that position, how to be loved. Right. But now if you go and deal with another group of women where their trauma is not there, it's easier to be emotionally available to them because they don't have any history with our group. Just as similar as, let's say, the African class that comes to America. They can succeed very well in America because their people don't have a history of violence or a history of racism. Just like when I go to Uganda, it's easier for me to thrive there. I don't have a history of what Ugandans have been through, right? Because I'm not from there. Same thing with a lot of women that are black. If they date white men, that history is not there, okay? So that's what that's about. I mean, with a lot of black men who are emotionally intelligent, they're also academically intelligent, and they're professionally and they're skilled. That's who she's talking about. She's talking about high value black men. She ain't talking about the black men that ain't got nothing. She's talking about the black men that can do something, black men who are builders. What happens is that if a black man doesn't have to deal with something and he's successful, he won't, okay? And this is another example how a lot of black women want to be emotionally unavailable and expect a black man to be emotionally available to them. That's the problem that we're talking about. You're still emotionally unavailable and you want a black man to stay around and deal with that. And if a black man is talented, he's not going to deal with that. I'm sorry. And that's something a lot of African American women have to understand. If you are an emotionally unavailable woman, but you demand an emotionally available man, that's still a form of entitlement. And when you're looking at dating the men that are the guys that can go other places, you're gonna lose every time. And this is another example of not wanting to compete. If you want an emotionally available man, how about you be an emotionally available woman? Right? You have to be what you're looking for. If you're not an emotionally available woman, you're not going to get an emotionally available man. You want some man to come and love you and sweep you off your feet. And guys have tried that, but it doesn't work because the love has to be reciprocated. And that's one thing that African American men are quite tired of, is the love being one-sided. Tariq Nasheed recently talked about how Pan-Africanism, in his opinion, is one-sided, right? But I want to talk about this. A lot of love from black men and women is one-sided, according to black men. It's just like, hey, you expect me to do this and this and this for you, but what do I get? And when you deal with the non-black women, a lot of black men that do that feel that, hey, I'm gonna get more for my time, more for my effort. Because if you're a successful black man, you don't have time to sit back and train you how to deal with a successful man. You don't have time to sit down and go through the little problems that you have in the games. It's easier to get rid of you. So that's what happens. And I think there's need to be very blunt. If a guy is making $200,000-$300,000 a year, $5,000 a year, guys are in the top 1%, 5%, 10%. They're not going to have time to be dealing with you. If you don't have it together, then you're going to be gone. And I think that for high performing black men, we let people know that. If you can't be what I need you to be, I don't care if you're not black. I don't care if you are our people, right? And I know that's bad, but we need to be able to do that so that people can get the hint. You have to go. And that's why a lot of black men are going to people who are more emotionally available like they are. There are black women who are emotionally available also. But if you have not worked on yourself, if you have not gotten over your past relationships, if you have that bad attitude towards a man, and if he don't have to deal with it, you're going to be out. Quick, fast, in a hurry, and you'll be replaced by somebody who can do it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.